Welcome back to Asha Auto Styling. I'm Lucas, and in today's video, I'm going to wrap my car's interior with TEMU carbon fiber. In one of my recent videos, I tried out TEMU's Alcantara wrap. It's that suede looking stuff. We put it on different pieces in the interior just to see how it would install and what it would look like. And it actually was really easy to install, and it looked pretty good. So I figured, let's see what TEMU's carbon fiber is like. So this is what I ordered, and all I've done is literally take them out of the shrink wrapping. That's it. So the regular carbon fiber, if you look here, is beautiful, like rolled nice and tight, taped down. This is exactly what you want when you order any type of vinyl product. The forged carbon fiber, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Look at this mess. It's completely unrolled. It's not taped down. The inside of the roll is barely hanging on, but the real issue is this. These areas right here, this is what we call tunneling. You can see the vinyl has separated from the backing layer and it's created like a channel, a tunnel that runs along here. And there's a bunch of them. There's 1, 2, 3. It's not smooth, right? You can tell it's bumpy as it goes around the roll. If you order any type of vinyl and the roll has tunneling like that, I would 100% either send it back, get a replacement, or just get a refund. I'm going to use this forged carbon on my interior just to see if it looks okay with the tunneling. It might be such a small surface area that you don't really notice it, but certainly on like a big panel, like a door or a quarter panel or a fender, I would never install something like that on a car. This is what we're going to be wrapping today, this trim that goes all the way around the stereo. But before we can wrap it, we need to remove it. So let's do that. We got some plastic pry tools, so we're just going to try and pop this off. And then there's just some connectors behind here that you need to pop off. We got the trim piece removed, and I just want to draw your attention to something here. I've tried to wrap this before, and I ran into problems right in this section here. So these vents, typically, I would remove them, right? But when I did that last time, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see, when I wrapped the vinyl in here, this vent is so tight that when I reinserted it, it would bunch up against the vinyl here and start to crease and fold it, and it looked terrible. So this time, I'm going to leave the vents in. Again, this is completely up to you, but I'm going to trim directly along here, and we'll see how that looks. Obviously, you won't get as much coverage as if we wrapped all the way around, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. On this entire piece, this section right here is the most critical. If it's done incorrectly, it will 100% fail. So I'm going to show you the incorrect way to do this. Then we're going to fix our technique and do it properly. Normally, if you're wrapping this, most people would lay this down here, right? We'll put some heat. They're going to wrap the flat section. They're going to go all the way around. So all this will be wrapped. Then you come to this part here and you heat this up. And then you stretch to get it around the corner like this. Got to heat up this section a little. Stretch this. This section is the one I mentioned before. We have it all wrapped right now. Stretch the vinyl to the edge. But now, as you guys know, for wrapping, you need to relax the vinyl before you cut it. So let's add some heat. We'll get our heat gun, and now this corner, we can see we're starting to develop fingers. And this is just going to continue to get worse over time. So you want to avoid this. As you can see, we stretch to the edge, and when we relax the vinyl, it wants to shrink back up because it'll always try to revert to its original form. So we can stretch the vinyl in a different way that prevents it from relaxing like this. We can get it to actually wrap itself around the edge. The correct way to do this is to get your vinyl, and instead of wrapping this first and then doing the edge, we're going to do the edge first and then wrap that side. So here's our little scrap piece. We'll put it this way. This is just to demonstrate the technique and the difference. So right, we're not doing this side first. We're going to do this side first. We're going to heat this up. We're going to pull across. And now we read our wrinkles. All of these got to get pulled down. So you can eventually, work this all down. Let's relax a little. Okay, and then we would take care of all of this after. But right now we're just going to focus on this part right here. Remember last time when we added heat to this section, it started to develop fingers and the vinyl was lifting this way. Now look what happens when we add heat. Get our heat gun. The vinyl is literally wrapping itself around the edge here. So there's no way that this is going to lift in the future. Now that we know the technique, let's do the forged carbon. This is the finished product. All done, all wrapped. How would I rate it? I don't think it's as good as the Alcantara wrap that I used. It's still okay. I mean, it's not the worst in the world, that's for sure. I have two main complaints about it. The first complaint, if you look right here, it's kind of difficult to see, but if I move that light around, you see there's a line right there, and there's another one right there. So those are glue lines or adhesive lines. It's not uncommon for that to happen when you're using vinyl. It just means I heated up and stretched too much at that point, and it left an adhesive mark. Some films are more resistant to it. This one seems to happen pretty easily. So I know I did put a lot of heat because I needed to stretch around that curve there, but yeah, it was a little disappointing to see that adhesive line. And my second complaint has to do with the adhesive is actually white on the back. So the reason why that's a problem is because, as I said, I didn't wrap around the edges here because the interior trim, like, it just wouldn't fit. And because of that, you can see white. You'll see there's some white left over, and that's going to drive me crazy. Unfortunately, that's just what happens when there's such a contrast between the adhesive layer and the vinyl. But, you know, there's really nothing you can do about it. Just, it is what it is. I guess if you have to deal with it, then don't cut short. Like, you have to wrap that around so you never see the adhesive side. That's it, guys. TEMU forged carbon fiber wrap. If you're going to use it, beware of two things: the adhesive lines, and also do not cut anything short because you're going to see that white adhesive layer on the back. So let me know if you use this on your car, and thanks for watching.